Please ignore my lip because it is still recovering from its cold sore from yesterday. And this is a new hairstyle. I call it I'm sweating and I don't need you guys to see me sweat with my hair, so I'm just gonna hang it up like this because I've never done this before. I've never hung up my hair like this before, just saying. So it's new to me too, guys. Don't be spooked. Hey guys, it's Mimi1239 here, and I'm here to give you guys my Girl Meets High School Part 2 review video. If you guys haven't watched my reaction video to this episode, I will link it below for you guys to check it out. So I guess we'll get started with this review video. So, the first scene of this episode starts with Riley and Maya in the hole. So you guys probably remember from part 1, they were stuck in this hole because they had blind faith. Well, at least Riley did. She had blind faith in the seniors because she thought that they were going to teach them something. And here we are back in this hole, and I have no idea how long it's been since the last episode. Probably a couple days, probably the next day. Who knows? I have no idea. I feel like this whole thing took place in 1 week because I don't think they would make it that long, right? So Maya asks Riley, "Are you feeling alright? How are you?" Riley says, "Well, I stopped crying every night. I stopped crying the whole night because I passed out from crying." I felt really bad for Riley at that moment because, like, I probably passed out from crying a lot during the night, and some for dumb reasons, other for legitimate reasons, but I've done that, so I know how she feels, I think. Here we learn that Riley still believes that there is a lesson to learn from this episode. There is still a lesson to learn from these seniors. We also see here that Riley feels bad because her friends left her, and she wants Sparkle to remember to be open to love, and that to remember also that science cannot explain everything. She wants Smackle to look up from her books once in a while and see that there is more to life than just studying in books. She wants Zay to stop covering up his inner turmoil with comedy. I really love the juice joke for some reason, the one where Riley asks for grape juice and then Maya's like, "We don't have grape juice, we run out," and then Riley's like, "Well, surprise me," and then Maya comes out with grape juice anyway. I like that joke. I thought it was cute. And then she wishes for Lucas to have a very bad day, and she does this in like a demon voice, which I will try to repeat because I do a lot of demon voices with my sister and we make fun of that and stuff like that, so I guess I'll try to do it. I hope Lucas has a very bad day. That I sound sick, I really do. Purple combat boot, jungle boots, and jungle girl or jungle book? Jungle book. Jungle girl. Purple combat boots, jungle girl, and motorcycle boots. I think that they could be a foreshadowing or a hint as to this triangle. We have no idea. I have no idea. I don't know, like, we would have to look at the types of boots or shoes that Riley and Maya wear, and obviously I think we know that Lucas would be that motorcycle. Even though it doesn't really make sense because Lucas has no, I mean, he has nothing to do with motorcycles. He has more to do with like cows and bulls and goats. Maybe someone can tell me what their theory is about these 3 older people, seniors, whatever they are. We never got to see their faces, but 2 of them kissed, so Maya realizes that maybe the reason why the seniors put them in this hole is because they want them to learn that they are not ready yet for high school and that they should stop. As we already said in the last episode, they're basically repeating what the seniors already told them, that they should stop and look around and see maybe they're not ready yet, but they're still there, so I don't know. They have to learn how to be ready for high school. And then also, we see that Lucas and Zay almost get killed by the football team, just like Riley said, I guess. Riley was right. We're gonna watch this part again to sort of nitpick on what's happening in this scene, because I thought it was like, okay, let's watch it, okay? And Zay is getting carried off, and then this part I don't get, because like, all that guy had to do with, like, you know, that, and then Lucas gets dragged off. But like, I'm sorry, Lucas, I feel really bad for him, even though he pretty much already knew that that was gonna happen. Not really, but he should have listened to Riley. the senior just And then Lucas just fell. Like, when I first watched this part, I was like, that was really easy. Like, Lucas didn't even fight back. He just fell over or whatever. But, like, maybe that senior has, like, a steel chest or something. I don't know. Like, I don't know what these seniors do, like, to get that buff. But, yeah. Probably on steroids. Who knows? I don't know. Then the theme song rolls in, and then we go back to the hallway, and Sparkle and Smackle are very, very, like, confident, and they're, like, sort of these gangster people for, like, 1 second. They want to get into this science geek club thing. Basically, this girl and this guy that are in the science geek club say that's what makes them so special, and Farkle's like, well, I used to have Farkle time in middle school, and that's why I should be in your club, and I'm gonna be the president of your club. And then Farkle's like, well, what have you done to that guy? And then the guy shows that he has cloned himself, so he has a twin. In reality, he actually does have a twin. If you guys aren't on Twitter, the twins actually like the tweets that I posted of the show. And I'm sure most of you guys that have tweeted Girl Meets High School Part 2 have also gotten a like from them. They're really sweet people, I guess, because they're liking people's tweets, so that's great. Farkle faints after seeing the clone, and then Smackle's like, well, I'm a lot resistant than Farkle. And then the girl, geek girl, she takes off her mask because she's a robot made by the guy that cloned himself. And that for me was very, very disturbing. I was like, no, I don't want to see people's face. I mean, the inside of their face. I mean, even if it is robotic, I don't need to see that. I thought that was, ooh. Especially the eyes, like, anyway. And then we cut to a scene, with Ava and Augie. Obviously, Ava's still dealing with the fact that her father has left her family, and Augie's still trying to, you know, console Ava with trying to make her feel better, stuff like that. And Ava, both, actually, Ava tries to stay home from school and try to avoid what has happened. And Augie has a dog, an imaginary dog. Scruffles, I think that's his name. Yeah, Scruffles. So Ava and Augie, sorry, I'm really hungry right now. Augie and Ava, they pretend like they have a dog and it's all great, and I thought there was actually going to be a dog. That's why I was really, really excited about the dog, but there was no dog. But that's just me. So I was happy that Augie is trying to, like, help Ava get through this, and even if it is an imaginary thing that is helping Ava, at least at this point, getting her through the divorce of her parents, then so be it. Because sometimes you need to get away from stuff. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I try to distract myself with other things so that I don't have to deal with my real problems. And I think that's relatable, but then eventually you're going to have to deal with, you know, your actual problems, and that's going to show up later in this episode. I'm getting too ahead. So then Lucas, Zay, Smackle, and Farkle are in Topanga's cafe, and they all realize that whatever they thought about high school, that it was going to be easier, that whatever, they were going to be facing a lot of stronger and smarter people, because in middle school, obviously, they were the stronger and smarter people when they were, like, in grade 7 and grade 8, but now they know that they are not the strongest or smartest people in Abigail Adams High. That is not actually the problem, apparently, to Lucas. But the problem for him is that he abandoned his friends, Riley and Maya. That they believed in something, even if it was blind faith. He abandoned them. At this point, when I was watching the episode, you guys saw me watching it for the first time, I was kind of upset that they thought that they couldn't go back to their friends and that they couldn't apologize, they couldn't face their friends. I thought that was, because, like, you have to apologize and you have to face it. You have to. So also what I realized from this episode, or at least from this part, is that, like, in the first part, it seems like we were thinking, well, at least to me, this is what I was thinking, that Lucas and Zay and Farkle and Smackle, they all thought what they were thinking by abandoning Riley and Maya, well, not intentionally abandoning them, but, like, by leaving the hole, that what they were doing was realistic and their thoughts were realistic. But the twist from this episode, I feel like someone's behind me and I'm really scared, guys. But the twist from this episode is that Riley and Maya were actually the ones that were realistic, that were being realistic. In the sense that Lucas and Zay and Smackle and Farkle were not going to be the strongest and smartest people in their first year of high school, and that they were gonna get by thinking that they are kings. And that was the reality. That's what we saw in the beginning of this episode. They failed because of their thoughts. Gil, Riley, and Maya. So let's continue with this. Then we go to a classroom scene with Corey. I love Corey's classroom scenes because he teaches about their lives. So then in this classroom scene, Corey teaches about the Alamo. Now, I am from Canada. I am not from the States, so I have no idea what that is. I was never taught American history. I was taught Canadian history, which is useful, but at the same time, like, I don't know about anybody else's history. I wish I knew world history, but I didn't take that course, but maybe that should have. I really should have, but then a lot of essays. So anyway, let's continue with this. We learn about the alimony. I never knew about that, but basically this whole alimony deal reflects their lives right now, currently. The fact that Riley and Maya are sitting in this hole, and Lucas and Zay and Farkle and Smackle left them. They got massacred, Riley and Maya, basically, and they did too. Like, all of them got massacred, and that's the way that it was gonna be. Something that I noticed is that when Corey was asking Smackle and Farkle to give their response on, like, the alimony or whatever, and he's like, a duet, and then they said their answer, and later Zay and Lucas did the same thing, a duet. And what I thought of that was like, I wish we could do that. I wish we could do duets in high school, and like one person answers one part, the other person answers the other part, but sadly that is not the case in my high school, at least. I don't know, do you guys have that? I wish I could go there. Or that we could answer the questions so rehearsely like that, because whenever a teacher would ask me a question, I'd be like, it would take me like 5 minutes to answer it because I had no idea what they were saying. So yeah, but these kids, like, they act like they can say anything, and that's, well, not say anything, but I mean, like, they're just so well rehearsed, these answers, that they don't even look like they're realistically learning something. Because you don't just, like, you're not Farkle, not everybody's Farkle. That's what I mean. I mean, I'd get Farkle doing that, but, well, and Smackle too, I guess. But then Lucas and Zay, especially Zay, I guess, him doing that, like, book, but they have been doing that since, like, the beginning of the show, so I'll give that to them. But I think that's not actually how high school works, actually, no. Or how students work, at least me, I don't know. So then they mentioned something about Texas, which I didn't really get, but something about the alimony connecting to Texas, and that's why Lucas and Zay know a lot about the alimony, remember the alimony. Maya says, we were kings. Corey says, well, kingdoms fall. No matter what, they fall. And then he asks the very important question of, what cause to you is worth fighting for? And then we go to the bay window. Finally, bay window time. Maya and Riley are basically talking and blaming themselves for Lucas, well, for everybody abandoning them, for their friends abandoning them. So what I also realized from the scene is that maybe it's both of their faults. I don't know. I'm giving up with this. But that sort of, like, goes to show that when you're in a fight with your friend and you want to apologize, but sometimes you're just like, what if they don't forgive me? It really is my fault. I can't do it. I can't face them. Meanwhile, the other friend is like, it's my fault and I can't face them and stuff like that. So this is where stuff goes wrong, when you can't communicate with your friends and you can't have enough courage to say sorry to your friend and to sincerely mean it. That's what I saw when I was watching this scene. I was like, you can't even look at each other. And then the seniors come in. We don't even know their names, which is, I mean, we know Thor's name. I'll just call him Thor because I think that's actually his name. Like, that would be actually funny if that was actually his real name, but we'll just call him Thor, Blonde, and Brunette because we don't know their names, okay? So the blonde girl, she tells Riley and Maya that they are at each other's safe place. Then I realized this bay window, because in bay window, Girl Meets Bay Window, Riley wanted to change the bay window, Maya didn't, and Riley told Maya, your safe place is us, your safe place is me. So no matter what happens to this bay window, which is what we realized by the end of bay window, that whatever happens to this bay window, it's them. It's them. Their safe place is each other. So that, I think, was a good way to, in this episode, to reinforce the fact that their safe place is each other, no matter what happened. And the seniors reveal that they broke off from their friends, and they were the ones that were basically Lucas, Zay, and Smackle, and Farkle. They were basically them, because they jumped into high school way too quickly, and they lost their friends, even though they still kind of talked to them, but not the same way as they did before, when they were in middle school. My stomach. My stomach. Riley and Maya asks them, so you guys are still friends, right? And they're like, yeah, well, we're complicated. And here's where the triangle comes in. The triangle, yay. Like, we didn't know that was gonna happen already. And so what I sort of like was like, what I took from this triangle thing between the three of them, at least in this scene, is that even in high school, even as seniors, they're still not sure what they're gonna do about this whole triangle. They're a reflection to the younger triangle. So there's a lot of triangles here. So this whole triangle business is still not resolved even as seniors. So I have no idea if that means that, well, they said that they were going to resolve the triangle in Girl Meets Triangle, then I heard it's going to be Girl Meets Ski Lodge, and I'm really confused. But I really want to know what happens to these seniors. Like, are they going to resolve their triangle, or I hope we see them resolve their triangle. And hopefully it's different from the actual, like, triangle of the show, the main triangle. And then the next scene is Augie and Ava are playing with the dog. Well, Ava is already like fed up with this dog. She's like, this Scruffy is not doing it for me anymore. And so Corey teaches them that their friendship is what gets through them through tough times, and I thought that was good. That was a good lesson to teach little kids. This moment, this scene targeted to maybe younger viewers and also older viewers, but like, let's look at the younger viewers for now. I like how they emphasize friendship. Feelings in this season still, I don't see that happening yet. I see a lot of friendship from season 1, like, because season 1 was friendship, season 2 was growth, and now season 3 is feelings. But I see more friendship than feelings, at least in this part. So then the next scene, we go to Maya being aggressive towards Lucas. Well, first of all, before I jump into that, Riley and Maya drag their friends, or their ex-friends or whatever, they drag them into the cafe, their hangouts, and they make them look at them because they want to, first of all, apologize, and they want to end this feud that they're having. And then Maya posed Lucas to her face. And you know what it would have been like the most shocking thing in this episode is if, you guys know, right? If she would have pulled him and kissed him. Or he would have kissed her. That would have basically ended the show. I'm just picturing that right now. Maybe you guys don't know this, but I'm a neutral shipper. Maybe you guys don't know this, even though I say this in like almost all my videos. I'm a neutral shipper. I don't care who ends up with who. That is not my main priority. My main priority are the lessons, and yeah, even though I do make a lot of ship theory videos, that is not my main priority. Thus, I do not care who ends up together. But I like thinking about their moments, everybody's moments equally. I was very shocked. I thought something was gonna happen, but it didn't. It just went like this. Because Lucas is like, well, everybody's stronger than me. Well, we all knew that Maya was stronger than Lucas, right? I think. I actually never thought of that. Is she stronger than Lucas? Who knows? Anyway, I'm stalling. I don't know why. So they all apologize to each other. And Riley and Maya, obviously, they feel guilty because they let their friends go. And their friends feel guilty because they abandoned Riley and Maya. So they all apologize to each other. And Riley says, the cause that we are fighting for is each other. And then we see, again, this moment where Lucas is sitting in the middle and Maya and Riley sit between him. And Maya asks Riley, do you still like him? And she's like, yes, but I like all of us. I have no idea what to say about that, but we're just gonna continue with it. So, the cause worth fighting for in the end is their friendship, which was pretty obvious. And then the next scene, we go to another classroom scene with Corey, another history lesson with Corey. Their classroom is empty. Marley, I love Marley by the way, she's like, what's going on? Why is this like this? Why are we not normal? Why are we not a normal class? And Corey's like, well, this is how I teach, so deal with it. Not actually like that, but you know what I mean. So then everybody sits on the floor and Corey teaches that you must do good. And he brings back the last episode of Boy Meets World, dream, try, do good, Mr. Feeney. Dream, try, do good. Do good. Not do well, do good. And history repeats itself when Marley asked Corey, don't you mean do well? And Corey's like, you know what the funny thing about history is? It repeats itself. I love that scene. I cried a bit because I love that scene a lot. I love how they brought that back, even though Mr. Feeney wasn't in this episode or wasn't in part 1, because he usually is in the first episode of every season, so I was kind of upset that he wasn't in part 1 like he should have been, but the fact that they did mention him in this episode was great. I liked it a lot. So A+ on that. And it also goes to show that Corey still believes in dream, try, do good. Even though we already knew that. But like, it's great having to seeing him actually say it and teaching it as well. Also, in this episode we learned that Riley has faith in people that have been through what she is about to go through before. She has faith in them. Maya learns that she will always stick by with Riley. She should. Lucas and Zay learn that they will get stronger. There are people stronger than them, and they will get stronger, simply. And Farkle and Smackle learn that there are people that are smarter than them, and all they can do is get smarter. Lastly, Corey teaches history relates to your present. In order to have a good future, you must do good. I love when Corey says that he will learn with them, because he is still learning. Even as their teacher, he's still learning, and that was great. The gang gets their desks, and then after they say what they learned, okay, so first they say what they learned, and then they get their desks, and then the rest of the people there are just like, okay, we're gonna just get our desks now, because Corey says, everybody go get your desk. So we don't actually see what other people learned, which is like normal, I guess, because it's only practically the only class, the only people in this class are the gang, and everybody else is just there as like props. I love the fact that Marley is learning to warm up to Corey, because she's like, I'm gonna get your desk for you. And Corey smiles, and I love that scene. And then the final scene, the gang are all in the hole, and they're finally like, ready, and they finally leave the hole, and the seniors are up there waiting for them. Thor asks Lucas and Zay, are you guys gonna try out for the football team? And they're at first like, no. And then Thor asks again, are you guys going to try out for the football team? And then they're like, yes. And I love that, because like, yes, you have to. They mention legacy, which is basically the theme of this episode, legacy, and how it connects to Girl Meets Legacy, and how the seniors say, you guys have to pass on this legacy that we just taught you. And they do. They will. They don't do it now, but they will. At least that's what they promise. And then as everybody is like rushing to class, bull rushing to class, I have no idea why everybody's just like running for their lives to class like that. Like, it's not that bad. Like, it shouldn't be that like exaggerated, but they're all like wall force basically, and they're like this. And that's the end of the episode. So overall, I like this episode. Some parts were a bit like, I feel like they could have done better, but overall it was good. I like how they show the importance of facing reality in both cases, Riley and Maya's case, and Augie and Ava's case. And as I said, I like that even though they didn't have Mr. Feeney in this episode, he was still mentioned, which is great. Obviously, Riley is very similar to Eric. I used to not understand why people thought that Eric and Riley were similar in personality. Now I realize why, because Eric had an episode very similar to this, Boy Meets World, where he did something, having blind faith, and Jack getting upset with Eric. But it turns out that Eric was right, and so Jack learns that you must believe in people. And Riley has that same belief as Eric. She's similar to Eric, I think sometimes more than Corey and Topanga. I wish they would mention that. They would make like a reference one day when Eric comes back, and they would sort of reference to that, like, we need it. And also, hopefully one day they have an episode where Riley believes in something, like truly believes in something, and it doesn't end up working out. Even though, now that I think about it, we actually did have something like that when this was Girl Meets Maya's mother, when Riley believed that Maya's mother was going to come to Maya's art show and she didn't show up. I think that was a good episode to show that you don't always get what you believe, and yeah, that's really reality and it sucks, but I hope they do something like that again. But yeah, I did like this episode overall. There's, you know, those points that I already mentioned. So moral of the story, if you're in grade 9, or even if you're starting university, which is what I'm going to be doing next year, or if you're starting middle school or whatever, if you're starting something, if you're in a new place, don't be discouraged by other people being better than you. They have been there before. They've been there. They've been through what you've been through. I mean, even if you feel like you can't do it, like you can't be the best that you can be, don't try to one-up people. Don't try to be like, I'm gonna be smarter than you, I'm gonna be a better player than you, because that's what I want to do. Strive to be the best that you can be, not the best that everybody can be, and just be unique. That's what this video is about now. It's a motivational video, guys. And I've also done that with fanfiction and YouTube. Yes, fanfiction sort of skyrocketed for me. I don't know why. Sometimes it happens. You find yourself becoming popular. Don't lose yourself in yourself. Don't lose yourself in yourself. That does not make any sense, but I think you guys know what I mean. Anyway, and that's the end of this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Let's try to get this video to 20-25 likes. Subscribe to my channel if you want. I think the subscription button is right there, so you guys can subscribe to my channel. We're trying to get it to 400 subscribers. Hopefully we reach it by the time this video is posted and you guys are watching it. You guys can check out all of my social media accounts, which are right here, and you guys can check out my reaction video to the last episode, which is right over here, my reaction video to this episode, which is right over here, and you guys can check out my prediction video to both of these episodes, which is right here, and yeah, right here, actually, right there. Okay, yeah, got it. Okay. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for always watching. Subscribe to my channel if you like all of my reaction and review videos for Girl Meets World. Mwah. And remember, guys, there's no end to your horizon. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye!